All right, before we start this video, first of all, I would like to say that I speak and explain things very slowly. And that might be a problematic for you if you're looking for a video that is very fast paced. But in my point of view, it doesn't really work because, when I have to explain the tools and the techniques, you can, catch the explanation and understand the explanation very well when somebody speaks very slowly. That's just my point of view. However, we can go down in the tool of your video and then speed it up to make the video even faster if you like. Second, it's always useful to come back to the video whenever necessary because you might forget what I just explained. And in order to revisit the video, make sure that you save the video for future reference. And third, go down in the description below and then click on the link in order to download the software. Unless you already have the software, that's fine. But if you don't have it, go down in the description below and then click the link in order to download the software to try it out by yourself. Best way to learn anything. And then if you like, I'm more than happy to provide you the raw photo that I'm using for this video so that you can practice it on your own. And that way, you will never forget any tools and you can actually learn a lot faster. Now, let's jump into the video. Enjoy photography. Now, let's jump into the video where I'm going to explain the basic functionality of Nik collection Viveza. If I said it correctly, let me take a look. Viveza, exactly. But probably I'm using the Indian accent, of course, but you might have a different accent. Anyway, as you can clearly see that actually I'm opening all the plugins of Nik collection from DxO Photo Lab. However, though, that works for me perfectly. I wish it was integrated as fluidly as DxO Film Pack, because when you go to customize and then you practically have all DxO Film Pack literally integrated as if it was the part of the DxO Photo Lab itself. The Nik collection is not the case, unfortunately. I wish one day, I'm happily pay extra for that. I mean, just to have them integrated simultaneously, especially the Viveza, because Nik 7 Viveza or Nik Viveza is a lot better than the local correction of the DxO Photo Lab even today. Because even though you have the local adjustments such as that, the famous U-point, or the control point, or the graduated filter. Now you have the luminosity max if you purchase separately the DxO Film Pack, otherwise the new Hue mask. That said, it's not as awesome as the Viveza, and that's the reason why we're going to take a look at it. Initially, I definitely would do of course, the famous noise reduction. So I'm going to go and do the noise reduction only unless, of course, globally everything looks fine. In my opinion, it looks just about amazing. So I'm not going to waste too much time with it. I'm going to turn this on off. So when the noise reduction is done, I'm going to take a look at the rest of the basic things such as lens softness. And then not the unsharp mask. I'm not worried about that. Probably the horizon control a little bit. But for me, I'm going to do the manual horizon control, I guess. So if I do the tool and bring it over there and just a little bit over here. Let's take a look. Perfect. Let's see. Now automatic crop. Automatic crop is done. Distortion, of course. And the perspective, not really sure. Probably not. But it looks fine by me. Now the majority of the corrections are done. The global one, the local, this is where the Viveza comes into play. So I'm going to click it.
And of course, when you click the Nick collection, you have to go to the export setting where I set the export as TIFF. So it's going to create a secondary TIFF file on the side, and you are actually going to work on it. Of course, you can set up the resolution, bit, and all that. And I'm using the trial version because, of course, I'm trying it for myself. So I'm going to click try, and you can see the result of the noise reduction right there. To close that. And then before I go any further, things to know before, since you imported the image in TIFF, you have the ability to resume editing later. Enable this option by clicking the checkbox next to the image information. So you can see that next to the image information at the bottom, you have the non-destructive edits. So if you turn this one on, you can come back to this image later and then do your edit. You see that the noise reduction is done. It looks perfect. One thing I think I may have made a mistake over here in the noise reduction. Yeah, I did the high quality noise reduction. You saw that I did not do the deep prime because I didn't want to waste too much time on this, because the objective for us is to show you the functionality of the Nick Viveza. So we are going to get into the different the noise reduction later on. So I'm using the trial version, as you can clearly see. 25 days left, but I'm happy to pay after that. So cannot wait. Now, let's go through this nice and slowly. Even though you do have a lot of preset, golden hour, neutral, and etc., etc. But if you're using the Viveza, you are here for the local adjustment. Now we're going to get into the local adjustment, and I'm going to show you exactly what works. This is the only, in my opinion, the only plugin where the preset are the secondary, like not really important. So I'm going to close it. Hey, yeah, believe me or not, you are here for the amazing local adjustment. So when you click any of them, for example, the local adjustment, first of all, I'm going to use the polygon, or not the luminosity max, the definitely polygon. Polygon is amazing because you can just select, hang on a second, you can just do that. Bam. Once it's done, you don't even need to go to the sidebar. You already can do the local correction straight from this thing, which is just save you a significant amount of time. And I'm going to go in the corner. And from that, you can just go slowly the black, white, green, practically all the thing that you're seeing on the sidebar, you can use it right there. Now, of course, you can use the color picker and then work on a specific color. But we're not going to go to the color. We're going to do the noise reduction, the local area in this corner to make sure that the peoples you can see them, but not as bright. And another thing that you can do is that you can actually see which part is going to be affected on. And now, how are you going to control that? How are you going to make sure that it's working on the whole area or just this white part? Because the white part is the one that is going to be affected. The dark one remain unaffected. How are you gonna, fix it? Now, either you can go to the color selectivity, luminance, chrominance, and feathering on the right-hand side, or right here at the bottom, check this out what happens. If you go far on the right, it will be very precise on wherever it's been pointed on. You see? But if you go backward, you see that it's practically going to work on almost all the area, but very subtly. If you want to apply your local adjustment, everything in this particular area, in that case, you can also play with the luminance. And now you can see that it became like a basic polygon. Basic polygon where, you select a particular area, everything going to apply on this zone. But then you're going to fix on the color. Make sure that color. Now, how do you know that what color is picking? Well, you see that little point here? I'm going to zoom in. So whatever it is, That's the color that is going to pick. Depends on how far left or how far right you go. Now, what color is it? Let's click the... So this is the orange color. So it's going to impact on pretty much the orange-ish color everywhere. To change it, of course, then you have to select another polygon and work on that particular area. But, you know, that's not ideal. I would use, for example, the luminosity mask for that. Now, once you're sure exactly which part of this area you want it to be impacted, let's, in my case, almost everywhere, but subtly, not too strong. I'm going to go a little bit left, not too much. And as well for the luminance. Perfect. Now, just from there, and in a second, you can control everything. You can control your black. See that? Shadow, midtone, highlight, hue. Let's try the hue because it's always funny for me. You can change the color. It's funny. Apologies, guys, because I kind of like this kind of thing, you know, making the whole weird look. Imagine that. Anyway, I'm going to stop wasting your time. The blue, red, green, as usual. The warmth, probably less. And then brightness, as usual. You can make sure that it has a nice feathering, or you know, not too much. It depends on your choice, depends on the location. Point is that once you select the location, it's so much easy to just do whatever you want. So once you're done, I'm going to do the same thing with the luminosity masks. So when I go to the luminosity masks, let's try on this super bright area. And if I select, so you can see that luminosity mask is selected on every single bright spot of this image, of this whole image. So if I reduce the brightness completely or raise the brightness, you see that all the super bright area are changing color. And now luminosity mask works on pretty much from 0 to 10. So you can see on the right hand side mask option, you can select from 10, 9, 8, and to make sure that where is applying, check this one out. I'm going to starting from the 10, super bright, even bit more. Now it's going to head on to the darkest area possible. What about to 0? 0 is the darkest. It's selected the darkest area. So whatever you see white, that's the area it has selected. I'm going to turn off. Pay attention. Check this super dark area. You see? So all the brightness, contrast, saturation, all the local adjustment going to apply on the darkest area of this image. And 10 is the opposite. See? 10 is the opposite. 10 is going to be the brightest. All the brightest area will be impacted. I hope that makes sense though, no? I hope. And other adjustments such as a control point and control marks is practically the same. So I'm going to stop there. Apart from how to export, either you can switch to different plugin from there and then move on to different plugins of this software. Or you can click apply. When you apply, it will go back to this image at the bottom, the TIFF version of this image. Or you can do quick export and it's going to export in the folder. And you can make sure that the quick export selected in the preference. There you go. So quick export parameters is still in TIFF. I am going to go to JPEG and it's selected the original image folder. So it should be 3 images right there. So you have 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to delete the images after this video, of course, but my point is that you have to make sure the export, quick export, has been selected based on your choice, workspace, and advanced. So advanced, regulate the viewpoint technology, smart management of the viewpoint technology. Disable if you want to use Nick collection. 6, inherited local adjustment tools for the new images. I don't care. I have the newest of everything, so I'm not going to select. I'm going to save though my export choices for the next videos. So apart from that, you have the side-by-side. Hang on a second. You have the side-by-side comparison. See at the bottom. You have the other way to show you. You have the zoom, one-on-one, 100%, and so on. Right. Yeah, you see, not much. It's super easy, super simple to use. I highly recommend you to try on your own. And if you want the image again, I'm more than happy to provide you for practice. Hope this video helped you. Take care of yourself and bye-bye.